Dr. Bayomi, I'm curious. You said that if you even have a case that's 19 years long so far in the Supreme Court, and as I was saying,
not even the Supreme Court,
ordinary
it's in
men
the
of
Court of Appeal now.
Oh, Court of Appeal now. Okay.
Yes.
But as I said, I suppose that is without prejudice to the fact that cases can sometimes take up to 20 years at the Supreme Court before getting a resolution. I wanted to ask you, what is this a function? Does this come from how the law came to us? As you know, we're affiliated to the common law of England and that kind of a thing. We are people, everything. We were adopting their practices. There used to be silks. Now we have SANs. But it's coming from, the UK. Is that the way the system is over there too? Or did we Nigerianize it somehow to arrive at the situation that we're talking about now that needs urgent reform?
Well, basically the neuroses besetting the judiciary are Nigerian in nature. The organization of judiciary in most Western countries, very, very tidy. But in our country, it's very untidy. For one, you need to have a more efficient system. You need to have more courts. You need to have more judges. You need to have intelligent and learned judges. So we need to look at the way judges are appointed. We need to have more courts. We need to fund the judiciary. Now, again, I'm going back to the need to decentralize. If you look at the situation of, you just take the security. You can take the situation of the security and transfer the same thing to the judiciary. Now we have security situation in the country. We have one police force. One police force that is largely funded in virtually every state by the states in order to provide to the people minimum security. In other words, the police force is controlled from Abuja. But it is so manifestly ineffective in the states that the states have to keep pumping money in order to move it effectively to help the people of those states to be secure. So now, if in fact the states are largely funding the security in order to make it useful, and it is controlled from Abuja, from the federal government, you can see the disorder. The same thing applies to the judiciary. Everything literally that is done in the judiciary is controlled from Abuja. Whether the appointment of judges, the performance of judges, the rating of judges, the nature of courts, the responsibility of the chief judges of the states, of the several states, and so on and so forth.
How about the independence? How about the independence of the judiciary that you're taught in school? Independence of the separate arms of government.
That is, of course, another problem. The disorder, when you have disorderly system, it tends to gravitate towards corruption and dependency. When you have inefficient system, it tends to gravitate toward disorder and dependency. This is the problem we have. We speak of independence of judiciary. Who can say today, among at least senior lawyers, that the judiciary is not corrupt? There's no one can say that. I know a situation where, for example, a judge refused to take money, and another judge said to him, please, if you don't want it, send it to me. His own chief judge. The problem, of course, is multidimensional in the sense that, okay, how well are judges taken care of? You look at judges of the Supreme Court complaining about allowance, simple allowance, complaining about offices, about residents, about so many minute and minor things. The other issue that I'd like to focus on, that I'd like to emphasize, is that one of the tragedy of our country is that people who head institutions are beyond the law. We don't have systems that control particularly those who are heading institutions. Isn't that the reason why, for example, the Accountant General of Nigeria could embezzle millions and millions and millions of national wealth, national money? How was he able to do that? The head of pension could embezzle millions and millions and millions. And now, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, who is heading the judiciary, is accused of disorderly behavior with regard to the money allocated to the judiciary. So you can see that we've got structural problem, foundational problem, governmental problem, problems that beset virtually every sector. What is the source of the problem? In my view, the source of the problem is that we have not been able to arrive at a document called the Constitution that will give us good government, orderly government. That is where we are. If we're talking of independence of judiciary, I think we better be talking of dependent judiciary in our country. Of course, you know that the judiciary too also depend largely on funding from the executive. The effect of the executive on the judiciary is overwhelming.